What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 10 of games I bought recently. I'm going to get right into it. As usual, start with the oldest that I picked up and work my way forward. It's a little bit of a backlog, though, because some of this stuff I didn't want to include in my episode 9, being that it was themed around a particular system. So, the one that I picked up the least recently was DJ Max Emotional Sense Fever. This is a PSP game, and it's basically like an extremely fast version of a Guitar Hero. But, you know, here's the thing, I'm not familiar with this series. I know that this has been around, or I know Beatmania games have been around way before Guitar Hero. This is like another spin-off on that. Forgive me, I don't know the whole history behind the series. And I know this has been around for a while. It's very simple, you know, it has notes anywhere from 4 to 8, I believe, notes coming down from the top of the screen to the bottom, and you just got to time the button presses right. But the thing is, 8 buttons, the PSP, you have to like take advantage of the shoulder buttons and all this stuff. That's like expert mode. I can't do that. I had a lot of fun with this. I played it for like 5 hours straight the first night I had it. But I'll tell you, it gets so hard. It gets so fast. The learning curve is ridiculous at those levels. I had a lot of fun with the easy levels, you know. It was just perfect difficulty for me with the notes coming down. The music is fun, you know. It's got all different types. Techno, it's got J-pop, it's got all these kind of different music. A lot of tracks too, like 60 or 70 tracks. But once it started getting harder, it's near impossible for me. It's just way too hard to learn. I would not recommend this to people if you saw it in the store and you've never played the series before, because in my opinion, unless you want to dedicate to a game like hours and hours of practice a day, you're not going to get anywhere with it. So, and I don't want to, you know, break my fingers off, because that game is crazy. Watch a video on YouTube of like a hard difficulty song and you'll see what I mean. Next, I also went to a new play and trade, different from the one that I went to last time, and the first thing that caught my attention there was a game that I had actually broke a while ago. No, it's not Persona. I wish it was. It's actually Breath of Fire 3 for the PlayStation 1. And the reason why I definitely jumped on this one is because, first of all, it's complete. It's got the case, it's got the manual, it's got the disc, but it also is only 15 bucks. And that's a really good deal for this, because it's worth much more than that. They actually had a second copy there without the manual. I was going to buy that if it had the manual, but when I got up front anyway, it ended up that they didn't have the second disc anyway. I played this a while ago because I had it and stepped on the disc, cracked it. It's a very cool RPG with an isometric 2D sprite kind of view. Really great graphics, very traditional, very cool. I want to get back into this one sometime, not right now. I'm still trying to work my way through some other games right now. But definitely a steal for 15 bucks. Really happy about that. Next, this one also caught my eye. Blood Omen Legacy of Kain for $10. Complete case, manual, disc, all in good condition. Many consider this to be an RPG on the PlayStation 1. I haven't played it. It's similar to like Diablo, based upon what I can remember from videos, with some RPG elements. So great find. It also had a greatest hits version. This is the original version, so happy about that. And, you know, as a collector, sometimes you just want it. You got to take a risk. If you see something that you think is worth more than what someone's asking for it, you buy it. And that's what I did with Battlemaster for the Genesis, box and cart only. It was $7.50. I had never really heard of it before, but when you look at the cover, you know, it looks like a fantasy game. On the back, it says, you know, it's got orcs and elves and humans and 300 magical spells and wizards and thieves and over 100 hours of gameplay. So I was like, you know, this might be worth something. So I picked it up on a whim. And, you know, it was worth $7 according to eBay, around that price. So I didn't win, I didn't lose really, but as a collector sometimes you gotta take a chance when you think something might be worth more. And I lucked out on this one, but hey, new RPG for the Genesis. I'll probably never play it because I don't have time for a 100-hour Genesis RPG. Next up, I'm gonna go a little bit in reverse here, and I'm gonna talk about Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. And this is an excellent steal of a deal. If you don't own a Genesis, or if you do own a Genesis and you don't have a lot of games for it, this is a no-brainer. I can't recommend this enough for anybody out there. I mean, I already owned most of the games that were on here, with the exception of I didn't have Shining Force 1, 2, and Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. But this is a steal. Like, for those games alone, bargain, 30 bucks. I mean, they have HD graphics now. They have a blending, smoothing option for the graphics, which I don't really recommend for every game. It takes away the detail from a lot of stuff. Like, it looks good on Sonic, but when you put it on for like Phantasy Star 4, it takes away from a lot of the details. But there's like 50 games on here. There's achievements if you're really caring much about those. I'm kind of having fun trying to go for them, but most of them are really easy. But this is a steal. If you're whatever trying to get into the retro scene of games or anything, pick this up. I'm telling you, it's a great compilation. A lot of great classics in here. Some of my personal favorites: Decap Attack, Dr. Robotnik's, Mean Bean Machine, Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3. 2 being my favorite. I can't say enough about it. Definitely pick that one up. Now, I also got Beyond Oasis, which is actually on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. I bought this before I remembered that it was on there, because I bought this a while ago, but it took a while to get here. So I bought this. It was really cheap. It's the box and the manual cardboard box version. This is like a Legend of Zelda kind of RPG on the Sega Genesis, and I haven't played it. I've heard really good things about it though. It has a prequel on the Sega Saturn, which if I ever play through this one, I'll pick that up. But it's on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, so another awesome game on that compilation disc. What can I say? And before I get to the downloadable games that I bought, I just want to talk about the one that people have been asking me about like all week, and that's Street Fighter 4. Now, don't hate me too much for this, but it's not really my cup of tea. I'm actually highly thinking of selling this one very soon, getting rid of it. Not because it's a bad game, because I just don't have the patience. Okay, I'll put it right out I'll put it right out there. I'm a Street Fighter newbie. All right, I had Street Fighter 2. You know, I had some of the other Street Fighters when I was younger, but I was never one of those people that was huge into Street Fighter, taking the time to learn the technical aspects of hitboxes and learning everybody's best combos and all that kind of stuff. I picked it up and I just had fun with those games. Street Fighter 4. I don't care what the developers say. This is not noob friendly. Okay. First of all, the normal difficulty on arcade mode is brutal for first-time players. I swear to, for those of you that can, relate with me, playing against Abel or Abel, however you want to pronounce his name, one of the new fighters in the series, on normal difficulty, destroyed me. I played him for like an hour straight trying to beat that guy. Cheapest thing, all he does is roll and grab, and if you're new to Street Fighter, you don't really know how to counter that well. But once I finally beat him, I finally got to the final boss, Seth. Cheapest final boss I've ever played in my life. I couldn't beat him, so I had to try it on easy. Easy was still pretty hard with Abel and Seth. I put it on easiest. The characters, yeah, they were really easy on easiest. But once you got it to Seth, his final form was still really cheap. So, this game is not as noob friendly as you really think it is, as the developers put you on to be. And I played it for 8 hours straight the first night I had it. I was having some fun with it despite the difficulty. But I went online and playing against people that have been playing Street Fighter games for 10+ years, I was getting destroyed. I played against some of my friends. They're all really good at it. They destroyed me almost every match. I played against one of my friends, Chris, who's also a noob at Street Fighter, and all he did was jump around and attack and button mash, and he still destroyed me because I was trying to perform the moves, actually try and do them, and that was screwing me up. So I decided that I'm not gonna have the patience or the time to really get that deep into this. I might give it another day or two, see if my mind changes, but I'm not really feeling it. It is a good game. Those of you that love fighters and Street Fighter in particular, you must buy this. Like, really, the graphics and the presentation, it's all done really well. But I have it on the 360 version, and the D-pad and the joystick, they just don't work for me, and I'm not spending $80 on an arcade stick. But it is a really well-made game. But if you're a noob to the series, unless you really want to train for hours and hours and play with friends and have them teach you how to do the best combos, and there's a lot of hidden depth in terms of your focus attacks and your counters and charge EX attacks and your ultra moves. There's a lot of strategy to this. So if you want to go in and play it casually with friends at your house or something, go for it. But if you're looking to play competitive online and you're new to the series, I don't recommend it. It's really hard to recommend because arcade mode is really hard. But if you have the time and the patience to practice, go for it. But now I just want to get into the downloadable games. I did download Super Street Fighter 2 HD Remix for 360 about a week before this one came out, and I played it once online with my friend one night for a good 5 hours, and I was kind of having fun with it. I was getting good with T-Hawk, but of course he wasn't included in Street Fighter 4. But another waste of $15 for me, really. I don't think I'm ever going to go back and play it, only because, like I said, I'm just not that hardcore in the Street Fighter. It's the type of game I could pick up every now and then and just play for fun, but I'm just never. I'm more of a Power Stone, Super Smash Brothers kind of guy, where moves are nice and kind of simple, There's some hidden depth to it, you know, like with Smash Brothers, but I don't like getting hardcore in the move lists. The next one I also downloaded was Flower. Most of you probably know that. Check out my review. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from that review. A lot of people had no idea what that game was about. A lot of people downloaded it because of my review, and they're very happy about it. I had to actually convince some people to buy it because they thought the game, even after my review, still looked really strange and weird, but they're really happy they bought it now. And lastly, this one I just downloaded yesterday or the day before, Nobi Nobi Boy on the PlayStation Network. It's a new game by the creator of Katamari Damacy. It's only $5, but this time you're actually playing as like a little weird thing that you can stretch, and you gotta just keep on making them longer. I only played it for like half an hour because really the controls and the camera are not, they're weird. They're really hard to learn. So I gotta give that one more time before I give impressions. But for $5, I say give it a try. It's really wacky. If you're a fan of Katamari Damacy, give Nobi Nobi Boy a try, even before I give you any of my impressions. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another episode. Who knows when.